Assalamu alaikum. This is Btv Chattogram welcoming you all to the English news from Btv Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. Government plans to make next general election the best ever and historic, says Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus. Ready-made garment sector to get momentum in new year with increasing export, hope insiders. UK main opposition Conservative Party chief Kemi Badenoch calls upon Prime Minister Keir Starmer to sack City Minister Tulip Siddiq. India can't carry out defense-related construction work within 150 yards of zero line without mutual consent, says Home Affairs advisor. At least 16 people killed and 10,000 houses, buildings burned down in Los Angeles wildfires. And Bangladesh Cricket Board announces 15-member squad for Champions Trophy led by Najmul Hossain Santo. Viewers, those were the headlines. Now moving on to the details. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus has asked Norway to make Bangladesh a regional distribution hub of their products and invest more in the country to take the benefits of Bangladesh's youth force. Professor Yunus made the call when Norwegian ambassador to Bangladesh, Hakon Erold Gulbrandsen, called on him at the Chief Advisor's office in the capital today. Professor Yunus cited the example of Grameenphone, the first overseas entity of Norwegian telecom giant Telenor, which has over the years turned into the most profitable venture in the Telenor family. Ambassador Gulbrandsen handed over a letter from Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Støre expressing strong support of the country for Bangladesh's interim government. The embassies conveyed the Norwegian Prime Minister's appreciation of Bangladesh's interim government's commitment to protecting human rights and promoting environmental sustainability. Ambassador Gulbrandsen said Norway was keen to work closely with Bangladesh in the ship recycling industry and green energy transition. The chief advisor also sought Norway's support in resolving the Rohingya crisis amid the changed political situation in Myanmar. The chief advisor told the ambassador that the government was planning to make the next general election in Bangladesh the best ever and historic. Bangladesh's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has summoned Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh Pranay Verma to discuss escalating tensions along the Bangladesh-India border. Foreign Secretary Mohammad Joshim-Uddin expressed deep concern of Bangladesh government to the High Commissioner of India over the recent activities of the Border Security Force of India along the Bangladesh-India border. He stressed that such activities, particularly the unauthorized attempt to construct barbed wire fencing and the related operational actions by BSF, have caused tensions and disturbances along the border. Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh Pranay Verma said there is an understanding between Bangladesh and India on construction of border fencing. Pranay Verma said the two border guard forces, BSF and BGB, will cooperate with each other to curb crimes along the border. The High Commissioner said this to the Indian Minister and media after a discussion with Foreign Secretary at the Secretariat in the afternoon. The envoy also said he and the Foreign Secretary also discussed Indian commitment to ensuring the crimes along the border, effectively addressing the challenges of smuggling, movements of criminal and trafficking. The fall of autocrat Sheikh Hasina amid the mass uprising of students and mass people left massive impacts on the apparel sector of the country. During the July uprising, internet blackout jeopardized foreign buyers as they could not contact exporters and producers. A good number of garment factories had to be shut due to labor unrest. However, insiders are hopeful that the RMG sector will get momentum in the new year with increasing export. Exporters are stressing the need for political stability for the betterment of the garment sector. Bangladesh Bank Governor Ahsan H. Mansour said the central bank will extend all kinds of cooperation to the export-oriented sectors to keep the wheels of the economy moving. Physical condition of BNP chairperson and former Prime Minister Begum Khaledazia, who is undergoing treatment at London Clinic in the UK, is improving. BNP Standing Committee member and chairperson's personal physician, Professor Dr. AZM Zahid Hussain, said her physical condition is improving. He said doctors are intensely monitoring Begum Zia's treatment at the London Clinic as her health checkups are also underway. She is spending time with her family and very happy and smiling, added Dr. Zahid. Meanwhile, BNP Standing Committee member Mirza Abbas and Jatiyobadi Mohila Dal President Afroza Abbas met BNP chairperson Khaledazia, who is undergoing treatment in London, and inquired about her health. Begum Khaledazia was admitted to London Clinic on January 8th for advanced medical treatment. In this specialized hospital, she is undergoing treatment under the supervision of specialist physician Professor Dr. Patrick Kennedy. British mass media BBC reported that UK's main opposition Conservative Party chief Kemi Badenoch has called upon Prime Minister Keir Starmer to sack City Minister Tulip Siddiq. Tulip Siddiq is under pressure to quit office centering allegations of irregularities and corruption. She is the economic secretary to the Treasury and city minister and assigned to addressing corruption in UK's finance market. But there are corruption allegations against Tulip Siddiq and her family members in Bangladesh in a number of projects, including Rupur nuclear power plant. She is the daughter of ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's sister Sheikh Rehana. Home Affairs Advisor Lieutenant General retired Mohammad Jahangir Alam Chaudhary said India has been compelled to halt the construction of barbed wire fences along several border areas following the strong stance taken by the Border Guard Bangladesh, BGB, and local residents. Addressing a press conference at the Secretariat on the Bangladesh-India border situation, the advisor said India has initiated fencing work at 5 points along the border, mentioning that 4 memorandums of understanding have been signed between the two countries regarding border demarcation and the responsibilities of respective border forces. He said these agreements stipulate that no defense-related construction or development work can be carried out within 150 yards of the zero line without mutual consent. He criticized the previous government for permitting certain actions by India that were against Bangladesh's interest. From 2010 to 2023, India constructed fences in 160 locations, creating complications. He said another 78 spots also face issues, and recently disputes have arisen at 5 locations, including Chamakwanmonj, the Bikha corridor in Lalmonirhat, Patnitola in Nauga, Feni, Kushtia, and Kumilla. The advisor revealed that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has been informed and the Indian High Commissioner may be summoned soon to discuss the matter. The upcoming BGB-BSF Director General level meeting in February expected to address these concerns, he said, adding government aims to resolve the disputes through discussions and formal communications, including a letter requesting the cancellation of previous unequal agreements. The International Crimes Tribunal ICD today sent armed police battalion Constable Mohammed Shujan to jail, who was seen shooting at a student people's rally near Sheikh Bahaduddin Postgraduate College in capital's Jankorpur area on August 5th. The 3-member tribunal led by Justice Muhammad Ghulam Murtaza Majumdar passed the order showing him arrested in a case filed for crimes against humanity. The tribunal also set February 23rd for submitting the probe report in the case. On January 1st, the ICD ordered the authorities concerned to produce Shujan before the tribunal today. Prosecutor BM Sultan Muhammad said the accused constable was in jail after getting arrested in a case filed with the Shahbag police station. Video footage of Shujan's firing and expressing joy after hitting protesters became viral on social media platforms. The prosecutor said filed the cases, the screen grabs of those footages before the tribunal today. Chief Prosecutor Muhammad Tajul Islam and prosecutors Muhammad Mizanur Islam, Abdul Shobhan Daruftar, and M.H. Tamim were present in the courtroom during the hearing. Now, international news. At least 16 people have been killed so far, 11 attributed to the Eaton fire and 5 to the Palisades, while 13 others are missing in wildfires in Los Angeles of the USA. People displaced by fires are arriving to hotels and finding room prices are higher than advertised. Police said they have arrested 2 people who posed as firefighters to loot homes. Officials said they will crack down on robberies and people who overcharge for services. 6 simultaneous wildfires have devastated Los Angeles County neighborhoods since Tuesday, damaging or destroying 10,000 structures. The death toll were expected to grow once it was safe enough for firefighters to conduct house-to-house searches. Last night, the Los Angeles Times reported that the Palisades fire on the city's western edge was heading in a new direction, prompting an evacuation order that included much of the Brentwood neighborhood and the foothills of the San Fernando valleys. Some 153,000 people remained under evacuation orders, and another 166,800 faced evacuation warnings, with a curfew in place for all evacuation zones. Gaza Civil Defense Agency said Israel killed at least 70 Palestinian children in the last 5 days as Israeli strike on a school sheltering forcibly displaced Palestinians in North Gaza's Jabalia kills at least 8 people, including children. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is sending senior negotiators, including the heads of Mossad and Shin Bet security agencies, to Qatar for a ceasefire and captive exchange talks. Israeli forces launched more attacks on southern Lebanon, even as the Lebanese army progressed with its deployment in multiple areas as part of a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hezbollah. Israel's continuous strikes on Gaza has killed at least 46,565 Palestinians and wounded 109,660 since October 7th of 2023. Back to national news. As a part of making Chattogram a green, clean, and healthy city, the city corporation has provided 6 big bins to keep the city's Qazi Dairy market clean. In an event organized in the afternoon on this occasion, Chattogram City Mayor Dr. Shahdat Hussain said, first efforts are being made to make the city dwellers aware for building a clean city free from waterlogging. As part of this, garbage bins will be installed in all important areas of the city. At this time, he urged the businessmen of Qazi Dairy area to use bins for waste management. At the same time, the mayor urged the businessmen to take responsibility so that the customers who come to the market do not throw garbage outside the designated bins. City Corporation Chief Executive Officer Sheikh Mohammed Tawhidul Islam, Chattogram Metropolitan BNP